Okay, so today, October the 12th, is the day that we are launching our petition to the Scottish Parliament about establishing a bilateral relationship between Scotland and Jamaica. And I just want to say a few words about the genesis of this petition. It began really as a consequence of a series of visits that were made by an organisation called Lifeline Expedition, and there were preparatory visits to Jamaica and then a final visit in 2012. Lifeline Expedition is an organisation that brings a Christian response, reconciliation response to the legacies of the Atlantic slave trade. And in the course of the visits, the preparatory visits, I became particularly aware of the prevalence of Scottish surnames in Jamaica and various other connections. I became curious about the fact that the Jamaican flag included the saltire. And when I became aware of the high proportion of Scottish people who came and got involved in the slave economy, I felt it was important that there should be somebody who was born and bred in Scotland who should come on the main Lifeline expedition in 2012, which was an important year for Jamaica because it was the 50th year since independence. And a person called Chris McLaughlin, he came along and he made very moving apologies for Scottish involvement in slavery in Jamaica. So that was the first thing. And then I personally moved my wife to Scotland in 2013, and somehow the issues became sort of sharper for me, and I wondered whether, being in Scotland, there was anything that I could do. And I started to get in touch with various people, including Sir Geoff Palmer here, and it was interesting to read his work and the work of other people like Tom Devine. And I also met John McGhie, who is the son of William McGhie, who had an important hand in in introducing the saltire into the Jamaican flag. And so all these things led eventually to forming Flag Up Scotland Jamaica, which was launched at the Glasgow City Chambers on August the 1st last year during the Commonwealth Games. And since then, there have been 3 motions in Parliament. One of the people who attended the launch, Margaret Mitchell, put forward a motion to the Scottish Parliament which was commending the launch of Flag Up Scotland Jamaica, and that was supported by about 35 SMPs. And then on the occasion of the centenary of William McGhee's birth in November of last year, John Mason also put forward a motion recognising his contribution to Jamaica through the design of the flag. And then finally earlier this year, Kenneth Gibson also launched a motion in support of Flag Up Scotland Jamaica. And so it's encouraging that quite a number of SMPs have been supportive. Probably about half have signed petitions, these motions rather, related to Flag Up Scotland Jamaica. And then one of the things that's happened is that a number of schools links have started to be forged between schools in Scotland, schools in Jamaica. And we're particularly interested in linking schools, for example, that may have a link because of slavery. So one example is Bathgate Academy, which was funded through the profits of a person called John Newland, who owned slaves in an area which is just to the west of the centre of Kingston. And so we're hoping to link Bathgate Academy with a school in the area where John Newland owned slave plantations. And also we are linking a school called Meadowbrook in Meadowbrook High School in Kingston with East Bank Academy here in Shettleston, Glasgow, because William McGhie, this person who contributed to the design of the Scottish flag, he was at East Bank Academy. And the other thing that we have been able to do is we got a grant from Big Lottery Fund, which enabled us to bring two Jamaican artists over for the Mela Festival in May. Yasser Safari, Rastafarian dub poet and singer, and Claudius England, a reggae singer. And they made a very positive contribution to the festival. Claudius England was also able to stay on and visit quite a number of schools and 3 prisons where he made a significant impact. So in many ways I feel that so far Jamaica has almost done more for Scotland since the start of Flag Up Scotland Jamaica than Scotland has been able to do for Jamaica. And so now we come to the petition, and the main thrust of it is just the importance of acknowledging Scotland's debt to Jamaica. And that is very much outlined in the petition background, and about not only the contribution of sugar, which is what most people think of, but quite surprising things like that the linen industry, which was so important in Scotland, a major component in the increasing wealth of Scotland, a high number of exports went to actually clothe the slaves in Jamaica. And so we want the Scottish Government to acknowledge that Scotland's industrial growth was in a significant measure fueled by the exploitation of Jamaica during the period of the slave trade. And therefore we feel that Scotland has an obligation, a moral obligation, to do all it can to help in all sorts of ways in Jamaica. We're keen on kind of like really trying to encourage and build on the goodwill of Scottish people. We're not so much into inducing a lot of guilt. We noticed that, especially at the Mela Festival, there was a great deal of interest in these striking connections between Scotland and Jamaica. And we often feel that people do more if they are motivated through goodwill, through friendship, relationship, and that's the kind of way that we want to operate. And we want to obviously encourage as much dialogue as possible to discover different ways that Scotland can do things to help Jamaica. Obviously it's a two-way partnership, and I'm looking forward to Graham Campbell here and Sir Geoff Palmer saying a little bit more about that in a moment, because I believe that the relationship can be so enriching for Scotland. I think there can be a great benefit for Scotland. It's not just sort of any kind of patronising thing that Scotland needs to help Jamaica. There needs to be very much a two-way partnership. What we hope for is that through the petition, that eventually Flag Up Scotland Jamaica will be perhaps able to develop in something a bit similar to the Scotland-Malawi partnership. The Scotland-Malawi partnership has been a very positive development. I think it's about 11 years. I think it was established in 2004. And the government has funded the Scotland-Malawi partnership to coordinate a lot of different activity to bring various benefits to Malawi. And so we very much hope that perhaps something will develop in such a way that Flag Up Scotland Jamaica can be funded to be able to do something of a similar nature. It'd be great to have people. We recognise now how important it is to have people both in Jamaica and in Scotland who could be funded to really move the objectives of Flag Up Scotland Jamaica forward. So in order to get to the petition, it's number 1585 if you go into the Scottish Parliament petitions section of their website. Thank you very much.